kind of what you guys touched on briefly previously before I got on, and kind of just give my take on my spin on things as well. If you could just give me the quick little like rundown 411.
So basically, for me, I feel like there was a lot of things. Like, I don't condone anything that he said in the emails. However, they were private emails. They were emails that were intended for nobody to hear, and this was 10 years ago, mind you. And then somebody leaked them. And not only that, but then you kind of looked at the whole calling him dumb Morris Smith. First of all, it's a stupid joke, and it just
Yeah,
is
yeah.
is what it is. But the big lips thing, to me, I found kind of, I didn't really find like it was a racial thing. Like, I really had to ask people, is that really a racial thing? Because I love Angelina Jolie's lips. She got some big lips, man. And
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
racial when I say that about her. And there are plenty of rich white women who got some big lips because they go and get those injections.
Hmm.
And I felt like it was sort of a reach. And then you get the emails coming from the Washington, not Redskins anymore. I don't call them the football team. They're the Washington NRA, the not Redskins anymore. They they send him the pictures. Now look, I've seen lots of memes, I've seen lots of photos, I've seen lots of adult videos, we'll say. Do I know that all of them girls are doing this out of the goodness of their heart because they want to make a career out of it? Do I know that these girls in these pictures and videos are being forced to take these pictures and videos? No, I don't. And if I did, I probably wouldn't look at them or watch them. John Gruden might have been in that same boat. Jon Gruden was sent these from the Washington football team. Now, I get I get where people are a little bit taken aback by, he's talking about people being, whatever, gay, calling them, slurs and stuff like that. My 15-year-old son has come out recently and talked about his sexuality. And I have no problem with it. Like, I have no, like, I love my son just the same as I did before he told me. I knew since he was 8. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things. So I hear, I've got gay friends. I've got friends who are transsexual. I've got friends who are bisexual. I got friends who are of all genders, of all races, of all ages. Sometimes I think people just need to chill out and not take things so crazy seriously. Because, I got that sense of humor. Dude, I laugh at a lot of shit that I shouldn't laugh at. Like, there's a lot of things that I laugh at. I've just got that sense of humor. I've got a dark
Hmm.
sense of humor. And look, I love people for who they are. I respect people for what they believe in. I respect people for who they are. I respect people for their own thoughts, their own beliefs, their own everything. You are who you are. And unless you personally offend me, or unless and I don't get offended easily. So if you offend me, you did some shit. and, and unless you personally hurt me, or you do something that I'm just like, look, that's not good. Or if you're a man and you hit a woman, or you do something that you abuse or sexually abuse a child, I got no use for you. But other than that, I take people for who they are. I'm okay with some things that get said, some things I find funny. Hell, I grew up in an era of listening to guys on stand up comedy like Richard Pryor. Like, if you want to hear some crude stuff, go listen to Richard Pryor. Listen to David Chappelle. Listen. There are people who are out there speaking the truth, and they're speaking the truth on both ends of the spectrum. They don't care about who they're offending. They don't care about politics. They don't care about race. And what did David Chappelle say? David Chappelle said, "Okay, is this what cancel culture is like? Good." He says, "F Twitter, F Facebook, F CNN, F Fox News." Like, he just goes off on a tangent. Screw everybody. And that's the way that I look at things. Like, I don't care about your political affiliation. I don't care about your sexual orientation. I don't care about the things that make you different from me. What I care about is who you are as a person. And if who you are as a person is a genuine person, then I'm all right with that. So the Jon Gruden thing, I was okay with them firing him. I was okay with them letting him go. I was okay with him walking away, however they want to say it happened. I understood why they parted ways. I think it was good for Jon Gruden to do that. I actually think Jon Gruden showed class in stepping away and not making this a circus for the Raiders. I think he showed class in showing and not making his team have to deal with this on a nightly basis. And so that's where we've kind of touched on it, and that's kind of basically the things that we've said. I mean, Bucks basically said the same things. So
So, couple things. Um, First, I'm with you on the sense of humor. I am someone who watches Family Guy religiously, and talk about jokes that cross the line, right? Like, I don't find there's a certain level of like disrespect, whatever. It's just jokes, right? It seems like you can get away with anything as long as it's funny. So you mentioned comedians that cross the line all the time, whatever you consider crossing the line is. Um, so, and reading some of the stuff in the emails, he didn't attack me, Kevin Collaire, personally. So um, I'm not like someone who um is like upset, hurting, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe, right? Um, because I've kind of hardened to this sort of stuff. What wh- I think that so all right, so let's touch on the cheerleader thing. So obviously there's the reason why this even got, found in the first place was because um they were doing the investigation because of the story from last year with Washington and in regards to the toxic work environment and blah blah blah. So because of that, they were like, "Oh, we're looking through stuff and oh, we came across this. Let's go down this rabbit hole." Oh, wow. Okay. Um I don't think that just the emails and the insults or the jokes about DeMaurice Smith would have been enough to make because that came out on like a Friday, and they were just like, "Oh, he came out, made a statement, blah blah blah, boom boom boom." They had a game Sunday. Um, it wasn't until like Monday or maybe it was Sunday night or whatever when like it was Sunday night because it was while Lamar Jackson was putting on a show
Monday night.
against the
Yep.
Colts, and all of a sudden all that came out and like what Lamar Jackson just got completely overshadowed because of just John Gruden stuff. The things that where it's kind of like, all right, John, it makes you wonder about his true character and what he really feels is when I started looking at, his feelings towards the whole player equality, Black Lives Matter, kneeling for the flag thing, right? He said that Eric Reed should be fired or whatever exact thing was for kneeling. When that was all going on, John Gruden was on TV. John Gruden was on the Monday night football cast broadcast. And John Gruden never one time expressed any sort of like even the slightest pushback towards it. It was always 100% support while going back behind closed doors and saying whatever he's saying. Again, the jokes, I'm not really worried about the jokes, right? But he came on TV every day, 100% supportive, like he didn't have a problem. He coached the Raiders every day as if he didn't mind that there was somebody who's openly gay on his team. For them to find out that he's got a bit of an issue with kind of this progressive change, very much against women, being referees. And quite frankly, I'm not 100% sure if it was John sent like receive the pictures, send the pictures, ask for the pictures, whatever. But in these emails, there is him telling um, the guy he was emailing with to tell one of the people to get to perform oral sex on him, some front office person for the Buccaneers or something like that. He uses certain words. He called Roger Goodell a gutless p word. I don't know if you be cussing on here. I'm not trying to, you know, cross the line with the words used, right? He's using the Q word when we talk about Michael Sam, right? Just certain stuff where it kind of makes you look and you're like, dude, like where is your heart really at, right? And so you said Combs for you, it's important because you want to know the kind of person. I think what you say, whatever. We all make jokes. I don't have any emails for two reasons. One, I wouldn't put anything like that in an email, but two, I just don't have any emails. But like, um, it makes you
Especially when
wonder.
you're in a position like that, you kind of
Mhm,
have to. And that's why I've said, like, I don't. We've had these announcers lately that get caught on a hot mic and get in trouble or lose their job or have to apologize. Like, I keep saying, you've got to be smarter than that. When
mhm.
you're in that position and you know that there's microphones around, when you're an athlete, when you are a public figure, somebody's always
You
looking for
gotta
your
assume,
downfall.
gotta
Like
assume that like someone's listening.
me, Buck, you, Kev, nobody's looking for us at the club. Like, oh, I gotta take a picture of this man.
Mhm.
I'm gonna get him. They're not looking at that because we're just regular average Joes. You know what I mean? So you do have to, and that's the part of me that like I have no sympathy because look, I've made jokes similar to that with my friends. Like hell, have made jokes like that with my son who's 15 because he understands that when I say that, that's just a part of who I am. I'm a real person, and he knows that regardless, I love him no matter what. Like that's the thing. Like my friends take me for that because they know that no matter what, I'm gonna have their back. Like hell, I've been inside of gay clubs with friends who are gay, hanging out and saying stuff about gay people, like joking around because it's just a joke. Like it's not, and they don't take it seriously because they know of the person that you are. But when you're a public figure and you say this in an email, I think something like this is, for me, when I look at it, is that if somebody were to have heard the things that I've said with my friends joking around, even though they didn't take offense to it, even though they were okay with it, even though they laughed about it, other people might not perceive it that way. And even though I'm not that person, they might take me as being that person.